Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So we got here very interesting. This has been a real interesting week. We got Miss Whoopi Goldberg. Miss Whoopi been single a very long time. She was married a couple of times. One of them was with Ted Danson. It's always been white men, and we're gonna touch on that, but Miss Whoopi has been single for a very long time. And she says this: she can't afford to retire from The View, even after 18 seasons. If you don't marry well, you have to keep working. Okay, after nearly 2 decades on The View, Whoopi Goldberg is speaking candidly about why stepping away isn't an option. The 68-year-old actress, mind you, Miss Whoopi is almost 70 years old. She's well past retirement age, especially for having the career that she has had. She should be in a position where she don't need to do anything. She should be on The View because that's just something that she wants to do, not something that financially she needs to do. However, here we are. The 68-year-old actress, comedian, and talk show host revealed that financial security, or the lack thereof, is a driving factor in her decision to continue working. Reflecting on her 18 seasons with The View, Goldberg admitted that if you don't marry well, you have to keep working. The quote highlights the economic reality that many women face, even those with long, successful careers in Hollywood. Despite her achievements, an EGOT, that's an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony winner with a decade-spanning career, Goldberg emphasized that financial stability is not guaranteed in the entertainment industry. Her honesty shines a light on a larger issue: the expectation that fame automatically ensures wealth and comfort in later years. Goldberg's comments remind audiences that career longevity often comes with ongoing financial obligation, lifestyle demands, and the pressure to stay relevant in a competitive industry. As one of the longest-serving co-hosts of The View, Goldberg continues to bring her humor, insight, and bold perspective to the table. While retirement may not be on her horizon, her candor about the challenges of aging in show business resonates with fans and underscores the reality many face, regardless of fame or fortune. See, they didn't pay attention to what she said. They got to talking about financial literacy, which that is an issue. She's blown her money. She's obviously blown her money, because even if she didn't have any money prior to becoming a host on The View, 20 years worth of you on that show, you should be set from that. Even if there was some other goings-ons, maybe with royalties you couldn't get, or things that you couldn't get paid for anymore, work that you couldn't get paid for, maybe contracts bad, whatever the case may be. Let's see, you don't really have a lot of money, but you still got your name. And on the basis of her name, was able to nab the spot that she has right now on The View. But that's been almost 20 years. You can't tell me she's not making 5 to 6 figures a month. Probably six, right? Because they're paying her a grip per episode. So she's got to be making 5 to 6 figures every month from that show. What are you doing? And they didn't listen to what she said. So like I said, financial literacy is a thing, yes. But she said, if you don't marry well, you have to keep working. She said, Miss Whoopi is a feminist to her heart. Miss Whoopi been a feminist for a long time. Okay? She's the face of the color purple as Miss Seeley. Miss Whoopi been a feminist for a minute. You hear all of her feminist ideas. If you tune into The View, she's a feminist. She a proud one. And she said, and this is a woman who's been married before, that 2 white men. So she can't even say that, you know what I'm saying, she was married to black men, they did her dirty, and she just didn't get married no more. No, she was married to Mr. Cartwright, okay, for years. I don't know how many children she got, but I know she got a couple of kids. And so marrying Mr. Cartwright didn't help you. Got divorced from them, had to keep on working, finding something to do. You came through, you're on the View. So now you're somewhere every day, getting a paycheck every day. Okay. Doesn't mind being in some type of controversy, which to a certain degree, you want to be in some type of controversy a little bit because it gives you a buzz. It gives you something, you know what I'm saying? People will tune in to hear what you said. You know what I'm saying? That's probably what has actually kept her relevant on the show for this long. Okay. And she a token black person. All right. And she still got a bigger name than any of them. Miss Whoopi been in Hollywood since what, the 80s, early 80s, maybe even late 70s. Maybe some movies that, you know what I'm saying, she was doing before she kind of hit it big with Jumpin' Jack Flash and Ghost and, you know what I'm saying, all that kind of stuff. So, and of course, The Color Purple. But Miss Whoopi had been acting a long time before The Color Purple. And, you know what I'm saying, it was comedy stuff, you know, that kind of thing. So she had a career. She had a name. She had, you know what I'm saying, people know who Whoopi Goldberg is. She didn't say my financial literacy was a problem. She didn't say all of that, although that might be the case as well. She said, if you don't marry well, you have to keep working, meaning I can't rest. I can't rest. I can't retire and know that my money gonna keep coming, because even if I don't make this money from this working, my husband that I've been with for the last 20, 30, 40 years, okay, he got me. In our old age, we both worked. He made good money. I made good money. We had a retirement plan. And so now we both can just relax now. And if he is around her age, he ain't got to work no more, and she ain't got to work no more. That's what she means. She means she can't stop, because whatever house she's living in, whatever place she's living in, whatever thing she's used to, she's 68. She has been working in Hollywood since like her 20s and 30s. She's accustomed to living a certain way. You can't ask her to not do it or not be accustomed to that. She's accustomed to whatever she has made her lifestyle to be. Whether it was super lavish, modest, according to her money, or whatever the case may be. I don't know how Miss Whoopi lived. But however she living, she has been doing so chaotically. This is also where marriage comes in at, because she has not had a man that she respects in her life that can give her structure and that care enough about her to make sure that that structure is implemented and that is beneficial to her. She know a lot of people. She know a lot of people. She know a lot of wealthy people. She know a lot of wealthy white people. She know a lot of wealthy black people. She know a lot of people. And I'm pretty sure that there are lots of those people, depending on what kind of relationships that she's had with them, they're probably willing to help out in a tough spot if she needs it. Probably has already had to ask or whatever. But regardless of that, your husband is different from colleagues, people that you just know, even other close people. They don't have the patience and the love for you and the care for you to make sure that you're okay until you die. Only spouses that love each other and that value one another do that. Your children don't even do that. Okay? That's why she's saying if you don't marry well. She didn't say if you don't invest your money well. She didn't say if you don't buy real estate and if you don't own businesses. You know what I'm saying? Because you can ask what's going on with her money. She's just spending it on who she's taking care of. What is she taking care of? Her children are grown. Okay, they've been grown. So is she still taking care of things, taking care of other people? You know what I'm saying? It could be anything. It could be anything at this point. But the fact of the matter is, she must have at some point dropped the ball on the management of her money. Because you can't tell me she ain't making enough. For 20 years on that show, on that View, them checks done went up. They may have started as modest checks, but the View been on too long and it get too much viewership. Them checks is nice. Them checks she getting is nice out the View. Long as she keeps showing up and them views keep on coming in and folks still tuning in, yeah. But she's unmarried. She's an old woman now. And that house get lonely. Because she said this is not too long ago. She talked about being single. This was actually on the show. And she was talking about being single. I don't know the context of the full conversation. But one of the things that she said in the snippet of that conversation, she said, I couldn't get married again because I'm too selfish. I couldn't get married again because I'm too selfish. I like stuff a certain way. I like things to go a certain way. And I don't want nobody in my space. I'm too selfish. I.e., I'm too chaotic. And in my chaos is selfishness. I don't want to have to check in with another person and bond my life and intertwine my life with them. I don't want to have another person that's in my life and in my home that I have to consider. I have to consider their feelings. I have to consider what they want. You know, I have to fulfill their needs now. You know what I'm saying? And things of that nature. You know, people get upset about things. People want to have a conversation about things. And now, you know what I'm saying? What she quote unquote, she was protecting her peace. Is what she was basically saying. Since she don't have an answer to nobody, you know, it's all good. And to a point, having actually lived like that for a little while and you don't have a husband that you got to answer to, it is kind of cool to a certain degree. But after a point, it get on your nerve. I don't know how women be single real long. You know what I'm saying? For decades, they be single. I don't get that part because that got on my nerve. Yes, it was cool to be able to kind of come and go. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't even really doing nothing because I don't go out and like party and stuff. But it was kind of cool. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go to the museum that day, you know, you ain't got to ask permission. You know, you grown. You can go. You know? You want to get up and go shopping today and stop at Starbucks and get you a frap and go sit down and read a book. And I didn't have to ask nobody. Could I do that because I didn't have a husband, so I had nobody over me to check in when I'm doing it by myself anyway. And so a part of that is cool. But at the same time, after so long, it gets stupid because you do be wanting to be with somebody. You do be wanting to talk to somebody. You do want, you know what I'm saying, somebody to be close to you and you can sort of, you know what I'm saying? Like you want to be lovers with them. You want to be friends with them and things like that. That's what she's looking at. She knows why she never got married, but now it's bugging her. But she's too old. Winter came for Hollywood too. She's a boss chick. Ain't that what she is, y'all? She made it, right? All that money, all of that, you know what I'm saying? She had fame and wealth. Even if her wealth went up and down throughout the years, she's had wealth longer than she's not had wealth. And she's still talking about a man. Y'all don't get it yet? Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your host of The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.